And I'm Liz.
And we're part of the Beehive Craft Collective here in Hamilton.
So for Supercrawl this year, the Beehive is doing a textile installation called Modular Beauty. And so we're covering James Street in English Paper-Pieced Hexagon squares. That is representative of Hamilton and industry and Beehive, yes.
Beehive busyness.
Yes.
And we're using reclaimed or scrap fabrics to create this installation, and we'll be creating different sized hexagons which will cover certain parts of buildings. So we're going to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do is download a template for creating the English Paper-Pieced Hexagons from our website. So we have some bigger ones and some smaller ones, and today we'll be showing you how to make them. So once you've cut out your paper template, what you want to do is grab your fabric and place your template on the wrong side of the fabric, and then you're going to just pin it into place like this. And the next step is to just cut away the extra fabric so you have a approximately 1/4 inch border around the paper template. So your fabric is going to have a wider border than whatever. And put a knot in the bottom of your thread. And this is your basting thread, so it doesn't actually matter what color it is because you're going to be removing it eventually. You can really see how you can see it on the front of the hexagons, and eventually you'll remove it and there won't be any visible thread at all. So this is approximately 1/4 inch border, it doesn't have to be exact. And then once you have your paper template pinned to your fabric and fabric trimmed, I'm going to take my thread and then folding over the edge of along one edge of the hexagon, you're going to fold the fabric over the paper, and you're going to have a nice sharp clean line. And you're going to take your needle and thread, and just starting on the back side, so the paper side of the hexagon, you're just going to push your needle through and have your knot on that side. And then holding that edge still, flush against the fabric or the paper, you're going to go in at the other corner of the hexagon. So now you have one side essentially basted down, but still holding that fabric in place. You're going to turn to the next edge and fold that fabric over as well, and go in where it overlaps sort of at the corner here, and just keep sewing. And it's okay if it gets tangled or messy, you're going to remove these stitches eventually anyways. So yeah, so you just keep doing that until you get to the end and all of the edges have been basted onto the fabric. And eventually you'll have a nice little hexagon that looks like this. So you'll want to make a whole bunch of different hexagon pieces and sort of build like a little mini collection before you get going. And then the next step is actually sewing the hexagon pieces together. So then you take 2 of your hexagon pieces and you place them right sides together, lining up the edges. And then to sew the edges together, we're going to do little whip stitches. A whip stitch is a tiny little stitch that's in a loop, so we're not going to do a running stitch, but a whip stitch. So you're going to do these small, tiny stitches right along the edge of your English paper-pieced hexagons. And you want to be really careful not to sew through the paper, because eventually you're going to be removing the paper.
Yeah.
So you just want to literally grab just a couple of threads of the fabric that you're sewing together, and really try not to grab that paper at all, because it'll make it really tricky to remove the paper, which ultimately we don't want to be in there. Yeah. So
stitch, stitch, stitch.
Yeah, you just basically keep doing that until you have a whole bunch of pieced hexagons, and when sometimes you'll get to an edge like this one where there's already a hexagon attached to 2 other edges of that hexagon, and in that case you just fold it and this hexagon will be a little bit bent, and you just keep whip stitching until you have a whole bunch like that. And you can do as many as you want for this. Any contribution to this project is awesome, even if you just give us 1 or 5 Doesn't matter because we're gonna help piece them together also. Yeah.
So, hive drive. Yay!